Hey everybody, I'm back. Had a procedure on Friday. Everything went well. Pleased to report that I'm 100%. We're going to get underway in a couple of minutes. Between the Dodgers and the Braves, April 10th, 1974. I'm on a few minutes early because I had to set up again. I'm going to top off my coffee and then we'll get underway. Oh man, that's really good. I want to say that I ordered a burr grinder online and it arrived Friday. Well, I kind of scoffed at this before, like, what's the difference? A grinder's a grinder, right? But no, I'm sold. This is much smoother coffee. It's the same coffee, just a different grinder, the burr grinder as opposed to the blade grinder. And man, what a difference. So I got a cheap one. It was only 39 bucks, and I'd highly recommend picking one up if you really enjoy good coffee. All right, we're close enough, I think. We can get underway here a minute early. Today we're going to have Tommy John on the mound for Los Angeles, left-hander. Rorik Harrison, righty, will throw for Atlanta. Let's take you through the Dodgers lineup. They'll have Lee Lacy leading off at second base. Bill Buckner in left field, batting second. Jimmy Wynn's in center, batting third. Cleanup will be Joe Ferguson, the catcher, followed by Willie Crawford, the right fielder. Ron Cey at third base, batting sixth. He'll be followed by Steve Garvey. Bill Russell, the shortstop, hits eighth, and Tommy John will be doing the pitching today and batting ninth. I'll set the Braves for you defensively. They'll have Vic Carrell today catching Harrison. Ivan Morrell will play first against Tommy John. They'll have Davey Johnson at second, Craig Robinson at short, and Darrell Evans at third. Henry Aaron's back in the lineup today at left field. That's always a pleasure to see in this season. Then you've got Dusty Baker in center and Ralph Roadrunner Garr in right. I'm going to say a few things about Aaron. We'll get to that when he comes to bat. So it looks like we're about ready to get underway here. Rorik Harrison. There's a name for you. I've never heard of anybody else named Rorik in my life, I don't think. Anyway, Rorik Harrison, a right-hander. He was 6-11 in real life with a 4.71 earned run average. And Lee Lacy will be leading it off for Los Angeles. Harrison set now, the windup and the pitch to Lacy. 2-10 against the right-hander. Lacy grounds it to short, one away. Bill Buckner's up now. Harrison gets his sign from Carrell and the pitch to Buckner. 3-6 against a right-hander. Single to 16. It's a 3. That's a single just past the outstretched glove of Davey Johnson and into right field. So that's a base hit, Buckner to first. Buckner and A. Steeler. That's 15. Corella plus 116. So Atlanta will elect to hold Buckner on. That'll make him a 1 through 14 with one away. Harrison with the windup and the pitch to win. There goes Buckner. 20. He's gunned down. So Buckner's thrown out at second. And there's 2 away now. And Joe Ferguson will be the batter. The pitch to Ferguson. 3-11 right-hander. Ferguson flies it into center. Baker's under it and puts it away to retire the side. So 1 hit, nobody left. We go to the bottom, no score. Tommy John on the mound for the Dodgers. He was 13-3 that year with a 2.59 ERA. He was really good that year, and then he got injured. Oh, just over halfway into the season, I would say. And then he had the surgery, which became famous and bears his name to this day. The Tommy John surgery. Yeah, God knows we've seen enough of those in recent times. Seems like every other week somebody's having a Tommy John surgery these days. We'll go through the Braves lineup for you. Ralph Garr will lead it off and play right field today. Craig Robinson moves up to the number 2 spot, the shortstop. Darrell Evans bats third. Henry Aaron in the cleanup spot in left. Dusty Baker in center. Davey Johnson at second. Bats 6th. Ivan Morrell bats 7th and plays first base today. Vic Carrell is the catcher, and Rorik Harrison the pitcher batting 9th. Dodgers defensively will have Joe Ferguson behind the plate, catching TJ. An infield of Garvey, Lacey, Russell, and Say. Bill Buckner in left, Jimmy Wynn in center, and Willie Crawford in right. And we're ready to go here in the bottom of the second. Tommy ready now, and the pitch to Garr. That's a 5-7. Left-handed batter. Garr lines it right at Lacey. And there's 1 away. That'll bring up Craig Robinson, the shortstop. The pitch from John. That's a 5-3 right-handed batter. That's a fly ball to left field X. It's an 18. Buckner's a 1. And Buckner drops it. He's running to the track now. Robinson rounds first, heads into second, and Robinson's into second on a 2-base error by Buckner. A rare miscue by Buckner. Robinson's a 1 through 14 runner. So 1 down, a runner in scoring position, and Darrell Evans steps up. The pitch to Evans. That's a 6. Let's get it out of there. 6-3 against the lefty. Ground ball to first. So Garvey gets it, flips over to Tommy John, and Robinson takes third on the play. So 2 down now, Robinson on third. And that'll bring up Hank Aaron. Aaron that year hit .268 with 20 home runs, the first 2 of the season being the most significant. 714 and 715 of his career. But he hit 20 home runs in only 340 at-bats. And you got to remember, the man was 40 years old this year. Most professional players are retired by that point. What was even more amazing was the previous year. In less than 400 at-bats, he hit 40 home runs at age 39. And that's what really got him close enough to make it possible to have a shot at Ruth's record. So man on third, 2 down, and the pitch to Aaron. 4-5. Aaron grounds it down to second. Lacey's got it, and that retires the side. So no hits and error. Man left at third. And we go to the second scoreless. Willie Crawford will lead it off for Los Angeles. Harrison gets the sign from Correll and the pitch. It's a 4-5 against the left-handed batter. He walks him. Whoops. That walk goes to Crawford. Sorry about that. This thing here. These things are weird. Okay, my apologies. It's Crawford who's on first. No threat to steal, and that'll bring up Say. Harrison's ready now, and the pitch to Say. 6-10 against the right-hander. Fly to center X. That's going to be Baker. He's a 3. The roll's a 16. And Baker puts it away. Steve Garvey up now. Harrison's ready, and the pitch. 2-3 against the right-hander. Garvey pops it up on the infield. Davy Johnson says he's got it and puts it away for the second out. So Crawford's still on first, 2 away, and Bill Russell's up. And the pitch to Russell. 4-6 righty, single 1-5, liner, speared by Davy Johnson. And that'll do it for the Dodgers in the top of the second. No runs, no hits, 1 left. Dusty Baker will lead off the bottom of the second for Atlanta. Tommy John's ready now, into the windup and deals. 1-7. Baker grounds it down to short, and Bill Russell throws him out. That'll bring up Dave Johnson. Davey had 15 home runs that year, batted .251. The pitch to Johnson. 2-12, pop up, right side. Garvey's under it and puts it away, 2 down. Ivan Morel steps in now for the Braves. And here's the pitch. 6-7, right-handed batter. Ball 4, he walks him. Morel, no threat to steal. That'll bring up Vic Correll, the catcher. Morel takes a modest lead. John looks over there and comes to the plate. 3-10. left-handed pitcher. Correll grounds it down to third. Say scoops it up and throws him out to end the inning. So no hits, no runs for Atlanta. Walk and a man left on. We go to the top of the third, no score. Tommy John will lead off for the Dodgers, followed by Lee Lacy and Bill Buckner. Harrison's ready now on the pitch to Tommy. 1-9, swung on and missed, strike 3. So the pitcher goes down on strikes. Lee Lacy will be the batter. And the pitch to Lacy. 5-6, right-handed batter. Lacy pops it up to shortstop. Robinson's under it and puts it away for the second out of the inning. Buckner's up now. Harrison delivers. 4-6 against the left-hander. Base hit into center. So that's a hit for Buckner, who also singled in the first but was thrown out trying to steal. Buckner's held. Jimmy Wynn, the batter. Harrison throws over there. Buckner back to the bag. Buckner takes a little bit bigger lead this time. Harrison looks at him, and from the stretch, the pitch to Wynn. 2-10. Fly ball deep to left field. Aaron going back to the track, and it is gone. A 2-run blast for Jimmy Wynn puts the Dodgers up 2-0. So a big 2-run homer for Wynn, his second of the season. In fact, he and Garvey are the only players to have home runs for LA so far this season, and they each have 2. So 2 down, nobody on, and Joe Ferguson's up. Harrison set now on the pitch to Ferguson. 5-7 against the righty. Liner right at Davy Johnson at second base. And that'll retire the side. But 2 runs on 2 hits. Big 2-run homer from the toy cannon. And we go to the bottom of the third. 2-0 Los Angeles. The Braves will have Rorik Harrison and then the top of the order. Tommy John set now, and the pitch. 2-7, swung on and missed, strike 3. So John makes short work of his mound counterpart. And Ralph Garr will step in. Garr was an amazing hitter in his prime and fast. John ready now on the pitch. Uh-oh, that didn't land flat, so that's a re-roll. We'll try that again. 1-6. Base hit up the middle for Garr, the hitting machine. Garr is an A stealer. He'll have to be held on. It's 15 held on, 1 through 13 to steal. And that brings up Craig Robinson. John looks over there. Garr takes his lead. The pitch to Robinson. There goes Garr. 12, he's in there. Stolen base, Garr. So the Roadrunner steals second. The pitch to Robinson. 5-7 against the right-hander, and Tommy John strikes him out. 2 away. And that'll bring up Darrell Evans. John takes a glance at second from the stretch now, comes to the plate. 4-7 against the lefty. Evans flies it into right field. Crawford drifts over a few steps and puts it away to retire the side. So no runs, a hit, a man left. And after 3, it's Los Angeles 2, Atlanta nothing. A little coffee pause here. Excuse me. Willie Crawford will lead off the 4th for the Dodgers. Harrison gets the sign from Correll and deals 6-9 to the left-hander, and he walks him. That's 2 walks for Crawford today. And that'll bring up Ron Cey. Crawford, an excellent base runner, no threat to steal. Harrison from the stretch and the pitch to Cey. 5-6 against the righty. Cey pops it up, shortstop. Robinson's got it, and there's one away. Garvey will be up now. Harrison checks his runner from the stretch, pitch to Garvey. 6-8 against the righty. Grounder to short X. Robinson's a 3. The roll's a 17. And that'll be a force play. So let's look at that again. 6-8. Shortstop. Force batter is safe, so that's right. So that's a 4-6. Garvey's at first. Crawford is forced. And there's 2 away. Getting used to the basic fielding chart again, so please bear with me. So we have 2 down now, runner on first, and Russell's up. From the stretch, the pitch to Russell. 3-6 against the right-hander. Russell grounds it down to third. Evans has it and throws him out. So no hits, 1 left. We go to the bottom of the 4th, still 2-0 Dodgers. Hank Aaron will lead off the 4th for the Braves. John's completed his warm-up tosses now. John from the windup, and the pitch to Aaron, 3-8 against the left-hander. He walks him. So Aaron jogs down to first, and that'll bring up Dusty Baker. John looks over at Aaron from the stretch, the pitch to Baker. 2-4 against the lefty. Baker grounds it down to short. Russell to Lacey to Garvey. 6-4-3 double play. And that'll bring up Dave Johnson with 2 out and the base is empty. John into the windup now. Pitch to Johnson, 3-5. Johnson taps one down to short. Russell's got it and throws him out. So nothing across for the Braves in the 4th. After 4, it's Los Angeles 2, Atlanta nothing. Okay, we go to the top of the fifth. Rorik Harrison is ready now. Tommy John will be leading it off for the Dodgers. Harrison into the windup and the pitch. 1-5 struck him out. That's twice today Harrison has fanned TJ. Lee Lacy's up. And the pitch to Lacy. 6-5 to the right-hander. Deep to left field. Aaron going back. It's off the wall. Homer to 16. The roll's a 20. And Lacy cruises into second with a double. Bill Buckner will be the batter. Harrison checks his runner, and from the stretch, pitch to Buckner. 2-5. Buckner grounds it down to first. That will be Morrell to the pitcher covering. And Lacy will take third on the play. So 2 away now. Lacy on third, and Jim Wynn's the batter. Wynn hit a 2-run homer in his last at bat, which has accounted for the game's only runs to this point. Harrison set now on the pitch to Wynn. 3-5. He walks him. Can't say I blame him. Pitching carefully to the toy can. First and third now for Joe Ferguson. Harrison from the stretch. The pitch to Ferguson. 4-5 against the right-handed batter. Ferguson flies it into left field. Aaron's got it, and that will retire the side. So no runs, a hit, 2 left. We go to the bottom of the fifth. LA 2, Atlanta nothing. I'll take a short break after this half inning. Need to use the facilities and fill my coffee. Okay, Morrell will lead it off for the Braves. John from the windup and the pitch to Morrell. That's a 2-4 against the lefty. Morrell flies it into center. Can of corn for Jimmy Wynn, and there's one away. That'll bring up Vic Correll, the catcher. John gets the sign and the pitch to Morrell. 2-9 against the lefty. He drives one into the gap in left center. Wynn over to get it. Correll rounds first and steams into second with a stand-up double. This is kind of a tough one. Well, they pitch longer in these days, so I say in the fifth. Pitcher hasn't been bad at all. The Braves just haven't scored for him, so Harrison's good. Pitch to Harrison. 6'9", right-handed batter. Single to left. Correll can try to score on that. He's a 10, plus 2, 12. With 1 out, he's going to hold up. So Harrison to first, Correll to third. First and third, 1 down, and we go back to the top of the order. John in a jam here now with Roadrunner Gar coming up. And here's the pitch to Gar. 2-5. Gar grounds it down to second. Lacy has it. Flips to Russell, fires across to first for a 4-6-3 double play, and that retires the side. So no runs, 2 hits, 1 left. John escapes that scrape narrowly. And after 5, it's 2-0 Los Angeles. I will return very shortly. All right, we're back. I'm really enjoying these 74 cards. As you can see, it's still a pretty basic game. You had the lefty-righty. They had the throwing arms for outfielders and catchers by this point, but they didn't have the E ratings or error ratings for the fielders yet. And I haven't used the basic fielding chart in a while. I've been combining the basic strategy chart with the advanced chart for the hit, run, sack, and squeeze play, since they are rated for that, bunting, hit and run, etc. But it's a little bit different. Actually, it's way different than what I've been used to, since I've been playing the Windows game and the online game almost exclusively for 20 plus years now. But I'm really enjoying these old cards. What happened was I had to move back in April and discovered a box with all these old card sets. And that began the idea of doing something like this. Okay, we're set to go now in the top of the 6th. Willie Crawford to lead it off. He's walked twice. Harrison into the windup and the pitch to Crawford. 4-6 against the lefty. Base hit up the middle. So Crawford on with a single. Ron Cey will be the batter. Harrison from the stretch, and the pitch to Cey. 2-3, a blast, deep left field. Aaron takes a step back, turns around, and just watches this one go. A 2-run blast for Cey makes it 4-0 LA. And Aaron took a couple steps and just watched that one. That'll bring up Garvey. Some activity now in the Atlanta bullpen. Jack Acker and Danny Frisella begin to throw. Harrison ready now, and the pitch to Garvey. 4-7 against the righty. Base hit into left field. Okay, so what we have here is Harrison's an S6 fatigue. He is fatigued. So Harrison will be coming out of the game. He did not retire a batter in the sixth. Gave up 2 singles and the home run to Say. So he goes 5+. Allowed 6 hits. Walked 3. And struck out 2. That was it, huh? Just Tommy John twice. Struck out 2. He's given up all 4 of the runs, but Garvey's still his responsibility. So Harrison's day is done. Danny Frisella will be coming in from the pen. Four to nothing Dodgers now. Garvey on first and nobody out. Bill Russell the batter. Frisella's completed his warm-up tosses and he's ready to go. Looks over at Garvey from the stretch. Pitch to Russell. 3-5. Russell grounds one down to shortstop. Robinson's got it. Flips to Johnson. Back to first. Double play. So that erases Garvey. And that will bring up Tommy John. The pitch to John. 4-10 against the righty. Catcher's card X. Carell's a 3. The roll's an 11. Foul out to the catcher. And that will retire the side. But the Dodgers pick up 2 big runs on 3 hits, leave a man, and lead 4-0 as we go to the bottom of the 6th. Frisella did a nice job snuffing out that rally, though. Now the Braves just need to scratch for some runs. Craig Robinson will lead it off. John pretty much sailing through 5. And here's the pitch to Robinson. 4-10 against the righty. Robinson drives it into the left center gap. Buckner over to pick it up. Robinson rounding first. He's on his way into second. And he'll pull up standing with a double. So double for Robinson. That'll bring up Darrell Evans. John from the field, the pitch to Evans. 4-8, base hit into center field. Robinson can try to score on that. He's a 14, +3, 17. Russell will cut that off. Robinson scores. And they'll hold Evans at first. So 4-1, and Hammer and Hank Aaron steps up to the plate. John's set now, and the pitch to Aaron, 6-7. Ball 4, he walks him. So Evans moves over to second. Aaron jogs down to first, still nobody out, and we have some activity in the Dodger bullpen. Mike Marshall begins to loosen. Along with Jeff Zahn. So we've got first and second, nobody out, and Dusty Baker the batter. Baker steps in now. John from the stretch on the pitch to Baker. 2-6 against the lefty. Grounder to short B. Baker grounds it down to short. So that'll be a forced play. Aaron's forced. Evans to third. And Baker to first. So that'll be a 6-4 force. So first and third, one down, and Davy Johnson the batter. Ferguson out to have a few words with Tommy John. Now he's back into his crouch, settles in. John from the stretch to Davy Johnson. 6-4 against the righty. Liner stabbed by Garvey. Oh, what a play that was. That probably saved a run. At least. So 2 away, first and third. Ivan Morrell, the batter. Here's the pitch from TJ. 2-6, base hit, single asterisk. That'll score Evans. Baker will stop at second, and it's 4-2 Dodgers. So Tommy John having a bit of trouble here in the 6th. He surrendered 3 hits and a walk. His endurance inning is not until the 7th, but Marshall is throwing a bit more vigorously in the pen now as Vic Carell steps in. Here's the pitch to Carell. 4-12, second base X. That is a 6. Lacey is a 3. Lacey picks it up and throws him out at first. So that retires the side, but the Braves put 2 big runs up on 3 hits, leave 2. And at the end of 6, it's Los Angeles 4, Atlanta 2. Tom House joins Jack Acker in the Atlanta bullpen. Purcell will most likely be on a short leash here in the 7th. Here we go to the top of the 7th. Lee Lacey to lead things off. Purcell from the windup and the pitch. 4-7, swung on and missed strike 3. So Lacey K's, there's 1 away, and Bill Buckner the batter. The pitch from Purcell. 3-3 against the righty. He pops it up. Dave Johnson under it and puts it away for the second out. That'll bring up Jimmy Wynn with 2 down. And the pitch from Purcell. 5-7 against the righty, and he strikes him out. So a nice 1-2-3 inning for Purcell with 2 Ks. And we go to the bottom of the 7th, 4-2 Los Angeles. As we pause for the 7th inning stretch. Walt Alston also has a tough decision to make here. John leads off. Bottom of the next inning. No, I'm sorry, that isn't true. Excuse me, what am I talking about? It's the Braves that have a very easy decision to make here, actually. They're going to send up a pinch hitter for Purcell. So Purcell had 2 nice innings. Sell the double play. He gave up no hits, no walks, struck out 2, and no runs. Jack Acker will be coming in for the Braves. Acker, you may remember, was traded by the Braves in midseason. I think he went to the Mets, I want to say. So now we need a pinch hitter. Where is that other thing? Hang on a second here. Right-handed batter, preferably. Marty Perez is going to be the pinch hitter. And we're set to go in the bottom of the 7th. Marty Perez steps in. John gets his sign from Ferguson. Warrington deals. 2-8 against the left-hander. Perez grounds it down to short. Russell throws him out. 1 away. That'll bring up Ralph Garr. Garr 1 for 3 today. And the pitch. 2-6, base hit to left. Garr takes that the other way. Rounds first and decides to hold up there. So Garr's 2 for 4. An A-stealer. 15, 0 catcher. He'll be held on, so that'll make him a 1 through 13 to try to steal. However, he's not the tying run. Boy, what to do? Robinson's a C hit and run. That's not good enough. Held on, he's a B, of course. We're going to swing away. Pitch to Robinson. 3-9, and it pays off as we've got a base hit to center. Garr blazing. He's going to go into third on that. So a base hit for Robinson. Garr takes third easily. We've got first and third 1 away. Robinson's a B stealer, so he's the 13 not held. And he represents the tying run. He'll have to be held on, making him a 1 through 11 to try to steal. Tommy John, he may not be long for this game at the rate this is going. Marshall seems ready now in the pen, and the pitch to Evans. 4-10. Deep fly ball, 1 through 12. Look at that, it's a 12. It's a wall scraper, and it's a 3-run blast for Darrell Evans, and the Braves take a 5-4 lead. Let's check that again, shall we? 4-10. Homer to 12. The roll's a 12. Wow. Stratomatic. That's all I can say. How exciting was that? Okay, Alston's coming out to the mound now. Probably a batter too late, but that'll be it for John. He goes 6 1/3. Gave up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9 hits, 5 runs, all earned. He walked 1, 2, 3, and struck out 2. That's it, just 2, okay. And Mike Marshall will be coming in to pitch for the Dodgers. So John's day is done. Marshall will be coming in to pitch to Hank Aaron. Get Frisella out of there now. Avoid any confusion. Okay, Marshall's ready now. Aaron steps in. He's walked twice today. The windup and the pitch. 3-10 against the righty. Aaron grounds it down to short, and Bill Russell throws him out 2 away. Dusty Baker, the batter. Marshall winds and deals. 2-5. Baker taps one down to short. Russell's got it. And throws to first to retire the side, but not before the Braves put 3 big runs up on the board on a 3-run blast by Darrell Evans to take a 5-4 lead after 7 complete. What a game! And Jack Acker will be coming in for the Braves. Acker had a 3.57 ERA that year, but 50 hits allowed in 58 innings. That was actually good for those days. You look at the relievers today, you might not think so, but that was actually respectable. Okay, so as we move to the 8th, let's slide these over so we can see the score sheet. Joe Ferguson will be leading it off for LA. He'll be followed by Crawford and Say. Acker ready now, winds and deals, and the pitch. 4-6, base hit up the middle for Ferguson. So Ferguson leads off with a single. And that'll bring up Willie Crawford. Modest lead by Ferguson. Acker takes a glance over there, and from the stretch, a pitch to Crawford. 5-7, second base X. Johnson's a 4. The roll is an 18. He throws to first for the out, and Ferguson takes second. So 1 away. Ferguson standing on second now, representing the tying run. And that'll bring up Ron Cey, the Penguin. Acker takes a glance back towards second. From the stretch, the pitch to Cey. 5-10 against the righty. Catcher's card X. Carell's a 3. The roll is a 7. Safe at first on errored dribbler. So an error, a dribbler in front of the plate. Carell double clutches, and Cey beats it out. So that'll be an error on Carell. And Ferguson will take third on the play. So still 1 away, first and third, and Garvey coming up. Acker from the stretch and on the pitch. 4-10 pop-up on the infield. Craig Robinson's got it and puts it away for the second out of the inning, and that was a big out. So first and third, 2 down, and Bill Russell will be the batter. Acker from the stretch, the pitch to Russell. 2-4, he taps it right back to the mound. Acker snares it, throws to first to retire the side. So 1 hit, an error, a man left, and we go to the bottom of the 8th. Atlanta 5, Los Angeles 4. Dave Johnson will be leading it off for Atlanta. Marshall ready now. The windup and the pitch to Johnson. 5-6, struck him out. And the Braves are going to have a batter for Morel. Morel only played against lefties. Mike Lum's grabbing a bat now. And Mike Lum will pinch hit for Ivan Morel and remain in the game at first base. Marshall ready now, and the pitch to Lum. 2-10, Lum flies it into right. Crawford takes a couple steps back and puts it away for the second out. That'll bring up Carell. Marshall ready now, and the pitch to Carell. 4-2 against the righty. Carell taps one down to first base. Garvey says he'll take it himself, and that retires the side. So a 1-2-3 inning for Mike Marshall. And we go to the top of the 9th. Atlanta 5, Los Angeles 4. The Dodgers will have a pinch hitter for Marshall, who went 1 2/3. No hits, no walks, struck out 1, and didn't allow a run. So we'll go to the Dodger bench. And Davey Lopes will be coming up to pinch hit for Mike Marshall. Okay, Lopes digging in now. Acker gets the sign from Carell, the windup and the pitch. 6-9. Lopes flies it into center. Easy play for Baker, and there's 1 away. So Lee Lacy will be coming up with 1 down. Acker gets the sign, and here's the pitch. 3-6. Base hit into left for Lacy. So that puts the tying run on first. Let's look at the Dodger bench here. No, Buckner's going to hit. Thought about a pinch runner possibly. Lopes could stay in the game and play second if they were to tie it. We'll keep it just as it is. Lacey on first, takes his lead. Acker looks over there, and from the stretch, the pitch to Buckner. 4-6, base hit into left field. That's an open hit. Lacey a 14. Aaron a +3, that's a 17. 5-4. Lacey will go into third. Aaron will throw it into the cutoff man. And that's a base hit for Buckner. What you don't want to do there, yes, Lacey's the tying run, but you don't let the go-ahead run get into scoring position, and you keep the double play in order with one out. So that's the best move for the Braves, I think, all around. Then we'll bring out Jimmy Wynn, the toy cannon, who's walked and homered today. 1 for 3. Acker in his endurance inning. So Max Leon and Tom House are throwing in the Atlanta bullpen. Acker from the stretch, the pitch to Jimmy Wynn. 6-10, fly to center X. That's Baker, a 3. The roll is in 11. And that's into the gap for a double. 2-base advance. That ties the ball game. So a ringing double by Wynn. Scores Lacey. Buckner takes third. And that also tires Acker. So Eddie Matthews coming out to the mound now. That will be all for Acker. And Max Leon will be coming in to pitch for the Braves. So that was a 2* double, that's right. Okay, we have a tie game now. Go ahead run on third base with 1 out, and Joe Ferguson the batter. And Leon's inherited a real mess here. Leon's ready now. Ferguson steps in. Leon checks his runners on the pitch to Ferguson. 5-5 against the righty. Ground ball C. With the infield in, that will hold the runner and throw Ferguson out at first. So the Braves can play back now, 2 down. Still second and third, and Willie Crawford steps in. Leon ready now, and the pitch to Crawford. 5-8, left-handed batter. He pops it up to short. Robinson's got it, and that retires the side. But the Dodgers get a run to tie it on 3 hits, leave 2 men in scoring position. We go to the bottom of the 9th in a tie ball game. So Acker pitched 1 1/3. Gave up 3 hits. He's charged with the run. He walked nobody and struck out no one. There's really not much room to put Leon there. We're going to do it anyway. Okay, so Leon's out there. Marshall was pinch hit for. So the Dodgers will need a new pitcher. And that will be Jim Brewer. In fact, that will close the book on Leon. He goes 2/3. No hits, no walks, no Ks, no runs. As we go to the bottom of the ninth, I'll pause for a short break. Excuse me, and we're back. We've got quite a ball game here. 5-5 deadlock going to the bottom of the ninth. The Braves are going to start off with a pinch hitter for Max Leon. Jim Brewer on the mound for the Dodgers. Just warming up this coffee a little bit. The Braves have only one right-handed batter left on their bench, and that will be infielder Leo Foster. So Foster will bat for Max Leon to lead things off here in the bottom of the ninth. Brewer ready now. From the windup and the pitch to Foster. Screwball, ball 4. And Foster works the walk to lead off the inning. He's a 14 runner. And that'll bring up Ralph Garr. Foster takes his lead. Brewers pitch out of the stretch to the Roadrunner. 4-7. Double to 12. It's a base hit into center field. 2 asterisks. So Foster will go to third, representing the winning run. That's a big hit by Garr. Who will not be held. His run means nothing. So he's free to steal at will. Dodgers will have to play the infield in here. And the pitch to Robinson. 4-10 against the righty. Grounder to third base, X. Say's a 2. That's a 10. And Say boots it. Here comes Foster to score, and that's the ball game. Oh my. So an E5. Say never really had a handle on it. By the time he could do anything, there was no way to throw anyone out, and Foster crossed the plate with the winning run. So 6-5 is your final score. Brewer came in, retired no one, gave up a hit, walked one. The run was unearned. And he's the loser. Max Leon picks up the win. The Dodgers had 5 runs on 9 hits and made 2 errors. The Braves had 6 runs on 10 hits and made 1 error. And that's your final from Fulton County Stadium in Atlanta, as the Braves edge the Dodgers 6-5. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll figure out when I'm going to schedule the next game. That will be the last game of this 4-game set in Atlanta. Excuse me. And that about wraps her up. If you're enjoying this, please subscribe to my channel. And with that, this is Aqualung, wishing you a pleasant good day.